शहरों में रौनक आएगी, फिर से गांव में लौटेगी हंसी, फिर से साथ सारे यार होंगे, ना होगी पाबंदी, ना रोक ही कोई, फिर से सड़कों पे सब नाचेंगे, पटरी पे पहिए भागेंगे, गूंजेंगे खेलों के मैदान, बांटेंगे हम खुशियाँ, फिर मुस्कुराएगा इंडिया, फिर जीत जाएगा इंडिया, जो साथ दे सारा इंडिया, फिर मुस्कुराएगा इंडिया।
Hello everyone. I hope you all are safe and healthy at home. I, Jacinta Manuel, Principal Pre-Primary, being the representative of Acharya Shree Vijay Vallabh School, welcome you all for the special discussions on pre-primary education post-COVID-19. We at Acharya Shree Vijay Vallabh School are in constant touch with our students through technology by providing them virtual teaching learning opportunities right since this lockdown period. We have skills that can be used once the school reopens. We are also conducting creative workshops for children to bring creativity in them. I hereby want to focus on the criteria of post-COVID education. Amongst us are the educators, psychologists, and principals of various schools. I'm privileged to introduce our eminent personalities of today's evening, Dr. Shruti Panse. Ma'am is an educator, writer, speaker, researcher, and a consultant. Ma'am is also an extensive experience of 15 years. After her in-depth study of more than 12 years, Ma'am has derived a relevant and useful principles of brain-based learning. Ma'am effectively counsel people on behavioral pattern, stress management, and learning disabilities. Dr. Deep Lakshmi Peshwe. She is a counseling psychologist from past 12 years and she is practicing in adult counseling. Ma'am is also a dental surgeon and has 21 years of clinical experience. At present, Ma'am is linked to Acharya Shree Vijay Vallabh School as a faculty member of Institute of Education and Career Development. Mrs. Claudette Lesterton. Ma'am is a passionate about working with children. She has 29 years of experience in education sector and soon will be completing decades in this field. She is currently the headmistress of St. Anne's Pre-Primary and Primary School. By educating girls, she aims at making them strong women, well-behaved, home-loving women with a strong faith in God and a blessing in every household. Mrs. Avita Raj. She leads St. Xavier's High School as a headmistress. Ma'am has 28 years of a classroom experience on the front line of education in India as well as in Dubai. In this 20 years of experience, Ma'am has seen teaching methods and learning aids evolve over 3 decades, being herself at the forefront of education. Mrs. Tawawala. She is a founder, member, and executive director at Sundarji Global Academy. Ma'am has over 30 years of experience in the field of education. Ma'am has worked with various NGOs and to teachers and school administrators for achieving institutional goals. Mrs. Madhuri Tipse. She is a principal at Paramount School. She is qualified educationist with rich experience in the field of education. Ma'am is working at various levels in different institutions like Dugar Group of Institute, Nike Education Society, JD Academy, and many more. Ma'am has worked on writing textbook at Cambridge University for level 0 to 5. Sister Lina Pereira, from last 9 years, Ma'am has been the headmistress of St. Patrick's School. Ma'am has worked as a teacher in the school for 9 years. Ma'am also has 2 years of experience as high school supervisor. Over to Shruti, ma'am. Ma'am, this question is for you. I would like you to focus on this question. What are the different challenges do we think would arise post COVID to run the preschool and how we can overcome it? Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Jacinta Madam, for inviting me here. I will come to that
Yes,
topic, but before that, I would like to share some present situation things with you all. What is in our brain right now in our present situation? So I would like to say something about schemas. Schema is a technical word in brain science, but we can say it that we say as scenes in front of us. So they are not changing right now. We are all in home right now. So they are not changing, and that's why what is happening in our brain is that we are getting very limited experiences. The experiences are so less. We are looking the same wall, same curtain, same people. So there is no new experiences in our brain, and that's why brain does not like this type of environment. First thing, what brain likes to learn new things, to go and visit to new places, meeting new people. So brain like all these things. But in the present situation, we cannot meet people, we cannot go everywhere, we cannot visit. So schemas are very limited. And this is not the situation what we adult face, but children also face the same situation. And coming to the tender age of 3 to 6, I would like to stress here 3 to 6 the age is a very tender age and they can learn easily in this age. But when they can learn, they can learn only if they are happy, if they are in a good mood. That time only they can learn. So we don't know when our school will reopen. We don't know what is the mood of the children. So maybe there are some children who are in happy mood, who wanted to play, who are very enthusiastic, energetic. But maybe some children are not are not happy. Maybe we don't know their mood. Maybe some children are in stress. So we have to take care of their mental health first. Before starting our study, we have to take care of their mental health. And that's why I would like to suggest here two or three activities first. So, and again, the reason of that activities, the first activity is let them dance on music. Don't suggest, don't instruct any steps and all. Just let them dance whatever they wanted steps. You don't instruct them. So dance on the music is very essential for them. So this is the first activity. The second activity, uh, here I'm saying that dance, but along with that, running, jumping in any type of movements. So this is the first activity, and the second activity is let them draw anything. Just give them paper and pencil or crayon. Don't instruct. Don't give them any object to draw like that. Just just say them that you draw whatever you wanted to draw. And I'm telling you what will happen in their brain. This will help them a lot to coming back to the life because
This meeting is being recorded.
because of these two activities, yeah, because of these two activities, the amount of cortisol in their brain will be reduced because cortisol is a stress chemical and we have to reduce it first. Before starting our studies and our normal routine, we have to reduce this cortisol. And because due to these all activities, it will reduce naturally. And second thing is the chemicals, happy chemicals or positive chemicals, we can say. They are endorphin and serotonin. So these two chemicals will secrete naturally and automatically in their brain. And that is the thing what we have to do first when school will open.
Yes, ma'am. I do agree with
Jacinta
that.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. It was a great to have
Yeah.
discussion with you about the future development. We look forward to have more discussion like
Yeah.
this with you in round two, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Over to
Certainly.
over to Mrs. Tawawala, ma'am. Ma'am, what do you feel? Like, who will be more accountable, teachers or parents for online teaching? Yes, ma'am. Can you focus on that, ma'am, please?
First of all, good evening to all the viewers and my panelists. I'm sure we have a very knowledgeable panelist today. And as you have said, Jacinta ma'am, the onus is on both. It's on the parent and the teacher. We are not on the different sides of the show. We've come together today to complement each other. Most important thing is that we have to move forward hand in glove. We've always heard this. What is this hand in glove? But we are going to be tight knit today. We just cannot separate the hand from the glove at this point of time. The hand is the actual parent, and the glove is the suraksha coverage, like we say, of the child. So both are extremely important. Now there is going to be this immense parent engagement, which was little there, partially there, because the parent always sent the child to school and was best assured. But now the drawing room has become the school. The parent has become educator, and we have become knowledge giver. So how are we going to say that the both have to walk on the same GPS route, hand in glove, to find the roadmap? And there's no other way of it. So I would say children are our priority, and collaboration is the only way we move forward. Now there are few things I want to talk about how parents can become real-time educators. There has never been a parenting class which made them the educators. Now we as school management and teachers will have to make our parents like a orientation class. We have to give them a short course for maybe over a period of a couple of days, that what is your role of an educator going to be. It's going to be a tough call because the parents are working from home and at home. What do I mean by from home? They have got their respective jobs. And at home is the chores and the children and one sibling and a whole lot of things. So first, most important, I want to request all the preschools and the pre-primary institution, let's have a couple of webinars for parents right from scratch. The kind of medium that they are going to use, you may use Google or Duo or Microsoft Teams. Let's teach the parents the importance of being an educator. Secondly, is what is the role of an educator? It's just not going to be so easy. Let us show them a roadmap how they are going to navigate this school, even whatever medium they use. We also have to consider a lot of problems at home, one device, no bandwidth. We have to be sympathetic to that cause because these are real-time challenges and problems. So can we get together and understand their side of the story? For a preschool or pre-primary, if a parent has another kid who's sitting from 9 to 12, can we fluctuate our time little? And in that fluctuation, we have to use smaller instructions method of say 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, send videos to the parents, give YouTube links, send them the recordings so at their leisure time, when they are a little free, they can take work with the kids. And as Shruti ma'am said, brain development cannot stop because of COVID. Brain development does not know that COVID has come. It's more important that parents understand this. Many of the parents say, "Ah, ये बच्चा ठीक है, साल के लिए school ले जाएगा." But we have to make the parents understand how important is this brain development and what will happen. And why is it so important that a child interacts and learns face to face over a technological team? So parents have immense role. Most important is getting a candid feedback on the parents. So now we cannot have the parents sitting on the other side of the fence and blaming the school. We have to tell them the challenges we also face. So together, the next 6 months is going to be a roadmap for all of us. And most important is, let's have a very clear, transparent interaction with the parent. Transparency will be a very, very important keyword. And last but not the least, give us those resources to the parents that we had once upon a time. So we share the resources as an educator to a parent and hand over this baton of education to them, and together we move forward. I think this is, at least in my opening remarks, I would like to say all these things.
Sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. Ma'am, you are right. It is a responsibility of both the people together. Its parents and teachers have to take efforts facing this situation for the betterment of the child. Yes, ma'am. I fully agree with your points. Thank you so much, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And this current situation, ma'am, what do you feel in this lockdown pandemic? What do you feel about the virtual learning? Whether it is effective for the age group of children we are dealing with?
Very well. Good evening to our respected dignitaries. And I would firstly like to thank the management of the Vijay Vallabh School and Ms. Jacinta for having invited me here, because there's still a lot for us to learn even as educators today. The learning never stops. And to begin with, I don't know if you have chosen the day or coincidentally, today is the 5th of June, 5 p.m. It is Environmental Day. So what have we done to our environment? And what is the environment given us? So the environment had to Mother Nature had to lock us down to sit back and think as to what you have done to me and what in return have we given to this environment. Then moving on, like we all need a change. The universe every minute it is changing. So why we as human beings cannot accept change at times? Very difficult for us to accept a change. This is a challenge for us as educators and teachers right now to accept this change first ourselves. Only then can we pass it on to our parents and the children entrusted to our care. And moving on to the question of virtual learning, yes, the role of a teacher is totally redefined. We cannot go back to our traditional way of teaching, right? We have to move with the digital age. These are digital children who are entrusted to us. I don't think this would be a problem for kids of this pre-primary school because children at this age, even at the age of 1 and 2, are able to handle a mobile so conveniently, which we have done, I think, learned in the last few years. So it would be only the platform change, like from a classroom, it would be to the home front, like you said, and the most support we need is from a parent. So if we have the parents supporting us on this platform, we can really move ahead with virtual teaching. Children at this age, that is 2 to 6, statistics tell us that they are the highest, their level of accepting learning is the highest at this time. So how could we have COVID in between us and make them lapse or lose out on these precious years of their life? So we have to be blessed to have technology helping us to reach out to our children. And with the help of technology, I think children at this age will definitely be able to cope with this. Audio visuals that they learn from children at this age always want audio visuals. And audio visuals we had in classrooms, which we can give to them by at the click of a mouse with a mobile or laptop or whatever they have at home. With the help of parents helping us. Of course, children at this age, yes, they can handle it. But we need our parents' cooperation to see how we ask our children and parents to use this time that they have with them at home. Most of the parents being at home, I understand both of the parents working from home, sometimes the child is left aside. Even now, telling parents that you know what is GST. All parents want to pay your GST. So does your child also need GST? Yes. What is this GST? Just give some time. Every parent needs to give some time, and not just time, but quality time to your child. Yes, 24 hours you are at home, spend at least 1 hour or 2 hours giving that quality time to your children. This is the time they need you. And once they go to a higher level, they do not want you. It's this time that the parents need to be there for them. It will surely bloom. I always tell parents when you admit them into school, yes, the child is on the platform of the school. On one end, we have the teacher holding them. On the other hand, we have the parent holding them, which completes the triangle. When that triangle is complete of the school, parents and teacher with your child in between, you will see how fast your child is doing. It's going to be really difficult. As ma'am said, it's not only the teacher now, the parent also has to take the platform with the teacher, spending time, and I think virtual learning, virtual teaching. Yes, virtual teaching is going to be a task and a challenge for teachers also. It's not going to be easy. It's something new for us. We are also learning. Parents are learning. Children are learning. For children, it's a game. But we have to show them how important it is. So in teachers, workload is increased, yes, but it's a boon in disguise for children, right? At home, at my place, at my convenience, I can manage to learn so much from my teacher. And thanks to technology, we will not let COVID come between our kids. Even at this age, maybe 2 to 6, we can do a lot with them. So moving ahead with the support of the parents, virtual teaching can be a fantastic and a very meaningful platform for children at this age.
Yes, ma'am. I do agree with this, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I hope, ma'am, we all, the other principals who are present there, who are dealing with preschool children, even we at Acharya Shree Vijay Vallabh School, be able to face the challenge effectively after the discussion. So thank you so much, ma'am. Over to Tipse ma'am.
Hello, hi Jacinta, hello everybody.
Hello.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening. Good
Yes,
evening.
ma'am. Welcome to our session.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, as we all are aware, each and every child has become a techno savvy. Does technology have strong educational foundation for a pre-primary school? Can you focus on that, ma'am?
Yes, sure, Jacinta. I think it's a very good and relevant question. And we are all dealing with the current situation and we're trying to make the best of it rather. So, as far as technology is concerned, my personal view is that it is okay for the age groups of 6 and above. Though no matter how much we feel and whatever we say that the current generation is born in the age of technology and they're very tech savvy, they're much more tech savvy than all of us. Still, I feel that the pre-primary age group is such where they learn most of the things in a classroom where the teacher is in front of them and with a one-to-one connect. That is what I mean. So for them, touch means a lot. There's so many things. Like for example, we teach them the various senses, the 5 senses. So that can happen only when we are face to face with each other, when we are physically there for the children. This is yes, yeah. So this is one thing. So there are, though we may say that yes, technology can help us deal with the preschool children. Still, there's a lot of limitation fee and not to a very great extent. Right? Because it is only when children come in contact with their elders, their teachers, their mentors, it's only then that they learn most of the things. You know, like for example, like I said, unless the way the teacher touches the children, the way she talks to them, the way the teacher sounds to them, all these things matter a lot. So I really wonder, though we are trying our best. I mean, we had one session in my school with online classes, and whatever number was present, the children did quite well. But yes, there is a lot of limitation as far as the preschool children are concerned. Not the bigger age group, but the babies. Yes, sure, there is.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes.
So I think we are all trying our best. We're putting in a lot of efforts. The schools on their side, the parents on their side. Children are happy. They're enjoying the situation. I'm sure. The situation by that I mean the online classes, because they already love to handle their parents' phones, the mobile phones, and so they're very happy with it, talking to their teachers, looking at their friends on the screen. But I feel that there is a big limitation as far as the preschool children are concerned.
Yes. Yes. I hope that with this technology, we can make a better foundation. And ma'am, we have been doing that in Acharya Shree Vijay Vallabh School. And with the use of this technology for our children, will be continued. So sure, ma'am, we are going to follow that theme. Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving the insight on this. Over to Amita, ma'am. Ma'am, as we all stressed out in the current situation, how to create stress-free environment for the teachers, for the children also. So can you give the insight on that, ma'am?
Yes, good evening. I'd like to first start with saying thank you very much for inviting us on this panel. It's great to hear the views of very eminent people. So thank you very much. And I just put down a few points which I'd like to share with you all. I think first, very importantly, is before getting into the class, we as people have to feel stress-free. In the recent past, you must have heard so many people of, getting stress attacks, and I think this COVID is just frightening everybody. So we need to, yes, So we need to de-stress ourselves, because when we are stressed out, then we are passing on the same thing to our children. And children pick up stress and anxiety very fast. So I think if we are calm and we are a little relaxed, I think our children will be relaxed as well. Now, if we should start school,
Right,
and yes, if we, there are many, I think we are doing also online classes. We've started online classes, and we start with a bit of a yoga or a meditation before we start the class, just to give you that it's we're doing offline classes. So I think just like a few seconds to just get their thoughts together, like Shruti ma'am also mentioned, that you need to just ease them out. You need to just make them feel happy. You need them to feel comfortable. So I think if we introduce our lessons with a bit of quiet time and yoga or meditation, I think it would help to ease their stress. Once they're in that comfortable zone, then we can go ahead, because then we know that we have our minds which are ready to listen to us, because as it is, attention in the class is not much. So the doubt about attention at home is how much are they going to really concentrate. So I think this little meditation and yoga and maybe an action song will get them into that mood. So that's how we are doing it in our school.
Right, ma'am. I do agree with this, ma'am. And ma'am, I'll tell you, with your guidelines, we will ensure that the schools will have safe environment with all the components of the school. Because we deal with small children, so we have to be very careful with that.
Yes.
Over to Sister Leena. Good evening, sister. Sister, what would you like to say about current scenario and health and hygiene matters? How will students maintain social distancing? Because every now and then we are hearing about social distancing. And sister, we are dealing with a very small age group of 2 to 6 years. So it is very difficult, like how we will manage these children in the social distancing. Yes, sister. Sister Leena.
Yes. Good evening.
Good evening, sister.
Hello. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, sister, yes.
Yes. Yeah. So, good evening to all the panelists. Thank you for inviting me to this panel to share my views and thoughts. I am happy to share.
Welcome.
Yes. So, for this question, my answer is it is difficult but not impossible for pre-primary students to understand what is social distancing.
Yes.
As our upbringing, as we know that we are Indians and our upbringing is togetherness. And Indian culture does not teach social distancing. But if the parents and the teachers educate them how to keep social distancing and make aware of the consequences of COVID-19, I think it will be possible. Especially the teachers can do this as the students listen to teacher only. So as we know that the word of teacher is gospel truth. So I think the teacher can tell and the students will surely listen to their teacher. So we are aware, and also we are aware that English medium schools have strength of the class is more than what we expect. No, so there is no proper infrastructure. We cannot accommodate all the students at a time. So we have to make some batches of the students because we know in the first world countries they have spacious classrooms. They have I think strength of the class students also is very less. So
Right.
keeping this in mind, we have to keep proper space between benches or whatever the place how we manage in the class. We have to have strength of the class also less so that we can keep the social distancing among the children. And we have to teach children how to use sanitizer, mask, etc. So that because the teachers have now great responsibility and they have to be always alert and take lot of precautions and be watchful on children because these are small tiny thoughts in our hand. So it is our
Right, ma'am.
responsibility or a teacher's responsibility. So it is going to be difficult because now we are going to start rainy season, and rainy season surely we know that children are going to fall
Yes.
sick. And then
Prone
we
to
have
that.
to know, yeah, we have to check them, we have to bring in the class, and how we can keep them in social distancing between the children. So all that thing we have to, and we have to have more personnel to look after this class because one teacher will not be able to manage, and I think it's a challenge for each one of us. And I think this we
Yes.
can do it after 6 months only because this during rainy season I think it will not be possible, but it will be possible after rainy season. So thank you.
Yes, absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yes, sister, it was really, we have to follow this. We have
Yes.
government guidelines wherein we follow all the rules and regulations. So we'll try to follow this social distancing and be able to avoid this disease what we are facing nowadays. Thank you, sister. Over to Peshwe ma'am. Ma'am, since you are connected to Vijay Vallabh School and you are one of the faculty member of our Institute of Education and Career Development.
Yes, ma'am.
So, ma'am, what is the role of a psychologist in the current situation?
Yes. Good evening, everyone, and yeah, thank you, ma'am, for inviting me. And I'm really feeling very proud to be associated with so many great people in the pre-primary education field because this is the first platform where I'm meeting other principals. I normally meet only you, and we have discussions happening. And I think I'm very blessed to be associated with Vijay Vallabh School and the IECD as well. And I'm thanking you for giving me this opportunity. And can I just share the screen for my presentation?
Yes, sure, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Ma'am, just give me 2 minutes. I'll just, yeah. Yeah, is it visible, ma'am? Hello, ma'am? Yeah, is it, ma'am? Yes, okay. Yes, I'll just, I'm a dentist as well as a counseling psychologist. So I've been juggling both the careers. But from what I can see for the teachers as well, right now for the role of psychologist in current scenario will be a big role. And I can see many changes happening in the psychosocial field. The psychologist and the teacher, I think the roles would be merging from what I can see. And right now, what is happening in the COVID scenario is there is a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, a lot of sadness. There are many things, yes, which we cannot do, which we've been easily doing earlier. So all this is impacting us a lot. And there is a major change happening. And as earlier ma'ams have mentioned, the teacher herself is going through a lot of change. So she herself has to adjust, shift, transform, modify. She has to go through a lot of things on her own first. And the psychologist per se, the primary roles would be these of support, help, advice, guidance, assistance. It would be many roles depending on what is the exact need of the particular teacher or the children per se also. And moving on to the role of the pre-primary teacher, as Leena ma'am has mentioned, this scene which I'm showing is
Yes, ma'am. I think so, ma'am. It's a network problem there.
Yes, from my perspective, what I can see for the teacher is the teacher will have to be multitasking. The teacher will have to juggle many roles and she will have to be prepared for a lot of things. And first and foremost, I think all the need to have the COVID-19 safety guidelines in place. They need to be having trainings about how to handle children would be the primary issue. And they will have to, all the teachers will have to undergo advanced training, competence, knowledge, learning, experience, ability, growth, everything. They will need new skills and have an idea, a plan, and an action for it. Thank you, ma'am. I think this is it from my side.
Thank you so much, ma'am. A counseling of a parent and teacher would be a great idea.
Yes.
And we are thinking of the following in Acharya Shree Vijay Vallabh School. So thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Very soon we'll be continuing with the second round.
Yes.
Over to Shruti, ma'am. Shruti, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Children are given their maximum time to screens. Thus, ma'am, can you tell us about the pros and cons of screen time for our small kids and how can we reduce it?
Yes, definitely. Actually, I don't feel that online education is good for this tender age. As the earlier ma'am said that about 6 is okay, but I think that about 10 is okay, more okay. But pre-primary students are so small that this is not good for them. Uh, but of course, I know that it very well that nowadays children use mobile phone very often. But still, it is not good. According to brain researches, which I have taken from Psychology Today, some points, and I will share that articles to you afterwards after this session. So I will read out what is according to brain research. Because of this mobile, especially mobile phones and laptops, I am not talking here about the classroom, e-learning classroom, because there is a big screen there. But mobile and laptops have very small screens, and it is not good for them. Um, it is not good for their eyes, even for their thinking skills, their imagination skills, their decision making. It affects badly on human relationship, friendships also, and they can start showing tantrums also due to these mobile phones. So we have to reduce the time of e-gadgets are not for small children because they are in their developing stage. They are not yet developed, and that's why I'm against online education actually. And teachers' touch is very important for this age. But yes, I wanted to share some things. I wanted to suggest actually to how can we use this technology. We can, if possible, we can make videos of teachers, but not for children, for parents. And in this video, we can teach parents how to teach their child. If it is possible, we can do that. Then we can send email of worksheets and some instructions to again parents so that they can give activities to the children, and then afterwards they will submit it to you. But we can use some videos for children, but they are only storytelling and poems.
Correct, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and the last thing I would like to suggest that we can use plenty of audio clips, but not video clips. So these 3-4 points I would like to suggest you.
Yes, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. Ma'am, in our school, at Acharya Shree Vijay Vallabh School, as soon as the lockdown period started, we kept our children engaged by giving them some activities. We saw all the teachers is to send videos to keep them engaged. And yes, ma'am, taking this matter into consideration, we invite quality time in Acharya Shree Vijay Vallabh School, not quantity. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Over to Tawawala, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Sure.
In the pandemic condition, yes, ma'am. In the pandemic condition, what new skills should the staff prepare to understand the new scenario after the school reopens?
Ma'am, a very thought-provoking question. We will have to have a Pandora box of new skills because the time clock has reversed and we brought about the 360 degrees change. COVID did not give us a choice at all. And the most important, I'm going to list 6 preparedness, 6 new skills that the teacher will have to have, and then I go on to explain it quickly. One is a psychological preparedness. My co-panelists have talked a little about it. I'm going to talk a little more about it. I'm going to talk that this smart virtual classrooms, as Shruti ma'am said, I agree with her, is not for the preschool. How can we change it into an interface, hybrid, immersive model? So that's an art which teachers have to prepare. The most important, another skill that they have to be prepared is real-time learning with face-to-face interaction. Now there's no touch, there's no comfort. So how is this real-time learning going to take place and keep our schema and our neurons going? Most important is technology, though it's a bane or a boon, it's become a buddy today for this Gen X. So I'm going to talk about a little about the teacher psychological skills. And most important is the power of collaboration for a teacher. We will not be able to live in this world alone. Next skill that they imbibe is create and sustain cycle of professional development. We can't just create and forget about it. It is going to be a sustainable. Today we have COVID, tomorrow we have something else. And most important, a challenge is an opportunity. An opportunity widens doors. It just opens doors. So I think that's most important for a school. And the last but not the least most important skill is social, emotional, mental well-being skill. You will have to invite first to take care of a happy, social, emotionally, mentally stable child. I don't know if I have time, ma'am, to elaborate on all the skills. Do I have the time? Or what is it? Are you running short of time? Can I have a minute more?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we first
to you.
Okay.
We'll come back to you, ma'am.
Okay. So these are the 6. Yes, I understood. So these are the 6 most important new skills that the teacher will have to imbibe. If time permits, I'll explain.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sure, ma'am. Ma'am, just to tell you about it, my teachers at Acharya Shree Vijay Vallabh School being very innovative and are ready to adopt all the challenges and new skills. But surely, ma'am, what insight you have? Yes. Thank you so much, ma'am. Over to Claudette, ma'am. Over to Claudette, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Ma'am, what about the views in the detachment of students from parents post-COVID-19? What do you feel about it, ma'am? Should our children be detached from the parents or from the teachers? What do you have to say about it, ma'am?
Yes, thank you, ma'am. See, even if it's after a normal, besides being COVID, when we have long vacations and the child has to come back, especially the pre-primary, the LKG, the upper KG or preschool children, after the vacation, it's difficult for at least 50% of the kids to come back. And now, when we are facing this pandemic, children have been with their parents for at least 3 months, and in just 3 months, they have seen too many different kinds of, the atmosphere at home, parents with so much of anxiety at home, they're listening to so much of things on the news channels, they're listening to parents talking about it. So it's how the parent puts it to the child, as it's putting it positively to the child, yes, they need to know about it, but there's a limitation to kids knowing things about the pandemic also. It's just the precautionary measures that we give it to the children, right? And children are gone so used to being at home with the parents, it's going to be a little difficult for them to think of coming back to school, and how, and parents also are don't know whether to send my child. How safe is it to send my child to school right now? At the same time, they do not want to lose out on their child learning something, but they can take this time that they have, to teach children at home, which is so much more easier. With the help of the school and the teachers, like ma'am said, we can train our parents to teach them at home, which is a very good point that I heard just now. And if we could do that, and also even if school reopens, as even sister said, it should not be before the age or before the monsoon ends, because it is not a safe time for them. And how safe would it be for us, even as school educationists, teachers, support staff? How much ever we have a precautionary measure, are we going to be responsible for a child when she walks into school? It's not only the parents pushing them into the platform of the school, and at the end of the day, it is you are responsible for what she is today. When it's a positive side, the parent is happy, but when it's a negative side, the school is responsible. So we have to be a little more careful of that. Uh, the other thing what a child learns, the first emotion that the child learns is love and kindness. And that comes first. Earlier it was the teacher is a role model, the teacher is a role model for every child. But I firmly believe that the parents are their first role model. So the parents, like ma'am had also shared, have to become emotionally, spiritually, physically strong enough first. Only then when they motivate their children to become stronger, and when they are much stronger and able to come to school, that's the time when they will be able to join us in school. Even coming to school, it would be like not the entire class together. They would be coming in, even if they come in parts, like you divide the class into even 10 a day. It's a challenge for the teacher to keep these small kids away. At this age, they even want to cling to teacher, that kind of support they want when they come in, the crying, the catching, the holding. Like I tell my kids when they come into school every year, you leave mama at the gate, you have another mama in school. But how challenging is that for a teacher, because I cannot hold a child's hand, I cannot hug her, I cannot even tap her on the back to even say something to console her. When we do these kind of things, that motherly touch is not going to be possible for any of the teachers right now. So it's a real challenge for us to see how at this age group can we keep kids in school, educate them, and have social distance with them, which is like I said, it's not impossible, but it's a challenge for us. And we have to still wait a few months more, you could say, for a pre-primary kid to really come into school. And as this time is on, parents are with the children. The parents could be of such great support to the school if they keep on talking to their children, motivating their children. It's not that school is closed forever. We have to stay at home. During the time at home, these are things we have to follow. And when you go to school, when you mix with someone else, when you're in a group of 3 or 4, you cannot go hugging, playing, catching, the things children normally do. And there are the parents, I'm sure 90% of parents are doing that at home, but we will still have the 10% children who come from homes where parents, I don't even know, they're just waiting to put the bag in uniform and send them to school. So how do we deal with those kind of parents, children mixing with these kind of kids? So it's a challenge for teachers and for us, and we have to find innovative ways, not just to keep them at home. Yes, child, as Shruti ma'am said, also keeping them at home for such a long period of time, and parents doing nothing. There may be some parents both working from home. So what happens to the child? Like earlier. Even being at home, you have to be prepared to keep your child at home for at least another 2 months, or maybe more. I'm just saying 2 months. In that 2 months, how do I prepare my child to move out into society first? From society, are they going to school? And how from school? I would also say that parents could support the school and the teachers. You don't expect us to be, know of everything and do everything and be responsible for everything. Like ma'am said in the beginning, the responsibility is shared right now, right from teaching to looking after the child to the precautionary measures to the hygiene to whatever stream you go into. Right?
Yes.
So if parents could help us in these ways, I'm sure together as parents and educators, teachers, we find different ways of educating them, motivating them, helping them to get ready for school, not to just blank out. Okay, 2 months there's no school, so what do I do? Leave them at home. I'll carry on with my work. No, no.
Yes.
I don't say all parents are doing that, but I do know of parents who are doing that also. So what are we doing to that child? Can we just leave the kid for 6 months and 6 months what all she has missed out on? So,
Right.
as ma'am said, yes, virtual teaching may not be possible with everyone. And as ma'am has given us a few pointers there, we need to look into that also. Thank you, ma'am. But at the same time, when they are at home, how can we keep them occupied and constructively occupied? It's not just the TV and the remote and the mobile and the chats that go on. At the same time,
Yes.
how when parents detach, it's going to be difficult for parents to take a decision, do I send my child to school? The first week we may have just 2 kids and parents look back to see what would be the consequences after 2 days. Okay, then we have 4 kids. If the consequences are worse or better, even we could not say that right now. So we just have to wait
Yes.
day by year as the situation carries on. But a role of a parent is very, very important with us right now as teachers and educators. We are working on it. Our teachers are trying their best. The schools are trying their best to work as we go with different age groups. But for the pre-primary, yes, as ma'am said, we could send this what I like, a lot of audios for them which they really like, and when they hear their own teacher's voice, yes, the parent can also put something onto the mobile or the TV and ask them to listen to it. No, yes, they used to listening to that the whole day. But when I say, okay, your teacher has sent this, that makes a very, very big. But when mama has sent it, it won't be so much. As teacher has sent you this video, or teacher has asked you to say this. And when you hear teacher's voice, that's encouraging them more to get into, okay, I need to learn this. Even it could be simple like a GK, as ma'am said, stories, poems, and we can also give them a lot of GK topic on hygiene right now, which we need to. And when teacher explains this to them and they see their teacher live, okay, teacher's telling me this, for parents, most of the time when they cannot get across to the child, it is, I'm going to tell you teacher. Teacher becomes what figure out there? So now also it could be the other way around. Now teacher has sent this lesson for you, or teacher has given you, and children get so excited with the word teacher itself. And I think now with the long gap, they may be looking forward to all these things. But yes, we can manage them, but not at the moment. We have to still wait for another 2 or 3 months. And in this period of time, we don't just forget about our kids who are in the pre-primary. The parents, we are working on them. We are finding ways and means to keep them safe and to educate them in the right stream. Also, I would like to say to this end, hello? Even all you feel paranoid during this pandemic right now. We all feel we are in a cocoon right now, right? So we have to have that patience and faith and to see our children one day blooming. It is like because to what the caterpillar calls the end of the world, the master calls a butterfly. Right?
Yes, absolutely right, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, I do agree with your remarks, what you have given about it. And yes, ma'am, so we have to take this joint effort to overcome this problem. And I'm sure, ma'am, we will be overcoming this challenge and enjoy the victory. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
We come to an end to this session. I would like to thank all the dignitaries for your valuable thoughts and views. I especially thank our chairman, Shree for guiding and supporting to organize this webinar along with our community members and for giving us this opportunity to interact with other principals and eminent personalities. Sure, it's a real going to help us to implement at pre-primary level in the post-COVID situation. And one thing I would proudly like to say that we at Acharya Shree Vijay Vallabh School have sensed the need of era very early and implemented the virtual teaching process covering all the areas of development. Thanks for the participation, ma'am. Thank you once again. Ma'am, we'll come back to you. You might send your queries, your questions and this through our mail ID. We'll sure be in touch with you and with our parents too. Thank you once again.